Today, I have the honor of interviewing Angel Peaches, a singer and performer. She performs in English and Spanish. She has a new wave cumbia sound, and she performs solo with a backing band, but also as part of Sonora Explosiva. We're gonna go ahead and bring her into the live and interview Angel Peaches. Hi, hola, hola.
Hola,
How are
hola.
Muy bien, ¿cómo estás?
¿Cómo estás? Yo muy
Thank
feliz de estar aquí. Super
It's
happy to be
truly an
here.
honor to have you on. I appreciate you making the time.
Oh.
Oh my God, I want to ask you so many questions. I want to talk to you about how cool your whole vibe is, right? Your sound, all the new music you have. What I always love to do is to give the artist an opportunity to take us on their musical journey, how you got started. You have a cool story, right? You're basically cumbia royalty, right? If you could share with us how you first got started in music, and we'll work our way up.
Absolutely. Yes. I think my story is something super special to my heart, and I carry it with so much pride because, I don't know how many of you know this, but my mama, Doris Montenegro, was part of the original Sonora Dinamita. And she just came from Guatemala, and she was already, a merengue, a star. Well, I think she's a star, in her own way in Guatemala. And then she made the crossover, being the first of the women in her family to do any type of like movement from Guatemala to another country. And that's when she met my pops in Mexico, and he was doing he was in a quebradita band, and they met on stage, which was crazy. And from there, my mom said that she didn't want to, look for any love, and that's the first thing that she found. And I literally, it's funny because I always say that I was made from cumbia, because my dad was doing like some sort of cumbia. He did quebradita, but a lot of cumbia too. And my mom was like bringing the cumbia in, and then together, like, I grew up when my mom was in a sonora already, and I was able to a lot of the times go with her and see her perform in front of like thousands of people. And it's really nice because I remember it was like the time that it was like the cholitos were booming with like cumbia and like Monterrey and a lot of places in Mexico. And so a lot of them would be the ones that would be carrying me, taking care of me while my mom was singing. And I was like 2 or 3, and I was seeing that, and I grew up with that. And after that, I was really lucky because my parents didn't push me. They never pushed me. Hey, you need to sing, you need to do this, you need to take classes. Never. My parents were like in their own world, and I just grew up admiring it. Like, I would fall asleep with my mom singing, and I would just be lullabied, and that's like the memories that I had. And so when Don Lucho Argain passed away, my mom, decided, hey, you know what, like, let's go to Los Angeles, because I'm from Los Angeles, right? And so it was from Los Angeles to Guatemala, Mexico. That's where I grew up till I was like 5 years old, which was when my mom said, hey, she should probably go to school in, the US. And we should probably, go, like, Don Lucho's not here anymore. It's not the real Sonora anymore, And so they came, and I was enrolled. It was an easy transition, really. And they started their own Sonora. And I grew up with them, having a Sonora. They never pushed me to go on stage or do anything. What I did was, like, I would record their performances, because they would perform in quinceañeras, nightclubs, all that stuff. Well, when it was a private party, I was there, and I would record, and it was just nice. I enjoyed just being at a bunch of quinceañeras and bautizos that weren't mine, so I was just constantly partying and being surrounded by like cumbia and beautiful music. So I just grew up in that way. And it's funny because I heard so much Sonora Dinamita growing up because my parents were constantly playing it and practicing it, that I was just like, man, like, I want to listen to other stuff when I get older. And as soon as I got older and I started realizing how beautiful cumbia is, it grew even more on me, because I already loved it. But now it was just like, wow, like, this genre, how many years have I, it's kind of like we call surrounded by it, and I'm still not over it. I love it. I can't get bored of it. And I decided, let's try making it, and let's try going into that, which is funny though, because I didn't intend into going into music at all. I actually, well, the thing that I pushed my parents to help me with was acting and acting classes. When I was like 12, I was like pushing them like, hey, you know, help me please. But they didn't know much English, so they couldn't help me much. But I'm thankful that I wasn't, you know, stuck in a studio instead of growing up. So I'm happy about that. And now I can pursue it on my own. But back in 2019 was when someone, you know, reached out to me saying, hey, look, I have these tracks. I don't know if you write music or anything, but, you know, listen to them and I would like to, you know, collaborate with you. And I listened to them and I was like, okay, like this could be fun. And so we met, and that's when I first wrote my first song ever, Colibri, with the band that I was in, Cumbe. And that one was it was like, honestly, at first I was like, oh man, like writing a song is so hard, because it really is, but it's mostly about getting in your head and thinking, oh my god, everyone's gonna think I'm, you know, I sound dumb and my lyrics are dumb. But then it was just like a cool vibe, just writing. And the person I was with was just like, you know what, don't just say stuff, like say what comes to your mind, like don't worry, I don't care. And I was like, okay. So I started doing it, and with time and practice, I started loving it. I started like loving writing and realizing that I wasn't half bad at it, you know. And it was like a surprise to me, because I always thought like, hey, it would be so wonderful to write, but I'm probably super bad at it, because, you know, I would have thought that someone would have like grown up writing and loving how to write music and poetry, which I love poetry, but I never thought that I could do it until I realized that I can. It was crazy. And so it was just from there. But I really did write that Colibri song, and it was just like inspired by like spirituality and my family. And then the second one that I wrote was Baila con el Sol, and now that one was very special to me, because that one just flew. It just flowed through me, and it was like a pretty easy write. And it talked about like la fuerza que uno lleva dentro de uno tiempos atrás. So it's like the power that we hold within us from like years and years before we were even born. And what I truly meant was how like our grandmas, you know, they already carry the eggs that are going to make our grandmas, and our grandmas carry the eggs when they're born that are going to make our moms. And so we've been existing forever and ever, and you know, and like because of them we're the way that we are, in a way, you know. So we're strong women, we're strong men, we're strong people, because all those people had to, you know, do a bunch of stuff for us to be here.
Con el sol
And so it's
means
like
el sol is forever, right? El sol is like, you know, it's millions and millions of years old. So Baila con el Sol is a tribute to ancestors.
Yes, yes. And it's about you know, thinking, hey, like we're here, like that's amazing already. Don't be worried about the things that you can't control. That the song says that, you know, let that go. And if you just want to go to the beach and ver las olas del mar, go dance with the sun, be happy, like just exist and be just be, you know, just dance, because you know we're here and then we're not. And I think a big driving force of doing this and putting myself out there is knowing that someday we're not going to be here, and the world is just so, you know, like so amazing and sad and evil and beautiful at the same time. But it's just it's here, and then we don't know what's going to happen next. And so I think that's like also the fear of like not knowing what's after is what drives me to like want to do this, because even though it is very stressful, you know, putting yourself out there and not knowing how people are going to react, or going to a performance and not knowing if you're going to fall and hit your face and like make a fool out of yourself, you know. At the end of the day, like it doesn't matter, because I enjoy the whole journey. Like I enjoy doing my hair and putting myself in a certain way so that people enjoy it, and dancing and singing and all these things. And I'd much rather be doing all this than, you know, doing a job that I don't like.
You have a really cool image, and you're a performer, and anybody who spends time going through your social media or online, they can see that you have been on lots of stages and that you're a great performer. I found the song Baila con el Sol. I love the music video you did for that. Where was that shot at?
Thank you. Well, that was actually shot with my friend Tusher. Like that, we didn't actually have a music video for that. And that video that I used for the music video, we actually did it with a whole other song, but I
Really?
thought it just went perfectly
It
because
goes
I was
perfect.
dancing with uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Yes, yes. And my friend, he's very talented, and it was just a very fun day at the beach, and that day I really felt present, and I honestly think back for that day a lot because it was just I love the beach. I'm a Pisces.
Right.
I love being in the
Yeah,
water.
you
Yeah.
mentioned, Baila con el Sol, and you mentioned Cumbe, and you did an EP with them, and then various other singles, and you have another song that you did called "Devuélvame a mi chica," which is it's a really good song. Can you
Mm-hmm.
talk to us about that song and about Cumbe? And are you now working, without Cumbe? Like, tell us about that journey.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, it was a wonderful time working with Gumbe. It taught me literally how to a lot of myself and how to navigate putting out music and writing music and all of that. Yes, Pisces power. But we departed in the middle of the pandemic for reasons. I think a lot of bands got disintegrated in that time. It was really hard, and we, even though like sometimes I think back, like, you know what, we could have done a lot of great things because we actually had a bunch of really good songs in store. We put in a lot of work, and then things happen, and you got to stick by what you believe in, and
Yeah.
have integrity and all that stuff. But I will say that the musicians were amazing. The people when we got together and had Devuélveme a mi chica come to life, we all knew that
Yeah.
it was wow, it was special. And yeah, like even like my dad, he was always like, because he's a cumbiero de corazón, he knows cumbia.
Yeah.
If anyone knows cumbia, he knows cumbia. And he was always like, with the other things that we did, we always knew that it wasn't going to be classic cumbia, and I named it cumbe because it was like, it's not cumbia, it's
Oh,
cumbia.
got it.
So it was like, it was weird, and we loved mixing like synths and a bunch of like weird stuff with the cumbia, and it wasn't going to be specifically that. But a lot of people, like my pops, he was like,
Right. It's not
yeah,
he was like, in his opinion, he was like, it's not the
it's
real
cool.
thing. Right.
Exactly. And like I didn't, he said it sounds cool, but it le falta un poquito. But when we dropped Devuélveme a mi chica, he's like, es
Uh,
así. He was like, that was because it was like mixed with synths, but also I think it's like the one that mostly has more like
yeah.
original or like classic cumbia sounds, and I love it too, honestly. It was one of my favorite things that we did together. We also did Se me sube el calor, and I also wrote that one, and we tried to make it more like silly, how like there's a bunch of songs in cumbia that talk
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
se me sube el
Yeah.
colesterol, or like not even that, just like silly topics, and we were like trying to figure out something like that. And I was like, what's funny, when moms make you caldo and it's really
Oh.
really hot. And so at the end I say, ay no mamacita, no me des caldo por favor, dame algo fresco que no me quite la ilusión. So yeah, that was super fun writing. And then what happened, and I hope all the musicians are doing great, I know they are. But then I think it was just
Now
a moment when I was
it's
like, you know
time.
what? I think
Yeah.
it's time to do
Yeah.
something by myself, and now I still sometimes perform. I have another band called Combi Darks, and I also perform with like friends, like all the time at a bunch of places. And this one is more like darks, like goth cumbia, and I think I love it. It's definitely like goth cumbia because it's like sad sounds and rebajadas and weird fun stuff, and I love it. I love the sounds that gimmicks, the producer, he brings. And then we have a couple songs that are coming out, one original, and he did the production, I did the letra, and then the other ones are covers, and they sound cool. They very differently
Yeah.
done
Yeah.
cumbias,
I
but in an
saw some
acoustic
things
way.
on your Instagram
Hmm.
related to that, and you would have it like, hey, it's gonna be, it's dark, but it's still cute, right? Like like I saw when you said
Yeah.
that. When you release those songs, will they be released as that band, or will they be released as Angel Peaches?
They're going to be released in 3 ways. It's going to be Angel Peaches, Combi Darks, and Sonido Gimmicks.
Yeah.
So it's going to be like the 3, you know, half. So it's like the band, and then
Right.
like
That
the
way,
2
if
people that
anybody
are,
looks
making
you up,
music.
they can still find that. Yeah, you got to learn how to do it for the digital streaming and all that stuff. Yeah, that's really cool. That's really, really cool. So I'm curious, you grew up around music at the highest level, at performances, big shows, quinceañeras, there's always an event going on. At what point, because now you also sing with Sonora Explosiva, at what point do you get on stage and start performing with your family?
Since I was, honestly, since I was like 13. I always say 16 because people think that I got exploited, but I did not.
Right.
I was the one who was like, Mama, let me in, like, you know, let me sing with you. And it was just something that I was like, she had other dancers and other singers, and I was like, why doesn't she take me? But I was little, you know. And then once that, you know, like we started with like, yeah, me just dancing. And then even when I was little, when I was like 7, sometimes I'd just go on stage and, you know, start dancing with her, and people thought it was the cutest thing. But then, you know, once I started growing up, and when I was like 15, 16, I started doing like backup vocals and learning how to do harmonies. My mom had been knowing or trying, you know, had me do harmonies since a while. But this was when I actually put them into use. And so it was really cool to be able to perform and you know, sing next to my mom. And slowly but surely I started doing real songs, like full-length songs on my own. And then now it's more like a mother-daughter thing. And it's honestly been beautiful. Every time that I'm on stage with her, I feel the most present. And I'm like, wow, I'm dancing and singing, and my mom's next to me. I wonder how many people get to do this.
It's a dream come true. I mean, it's truly for her and for you, and it's such a special chemistry that mother and daughter have. And the fact that you're so passionate about it, and that she's so accomplished, and that you could be there and you're like, you know, what a story. It truly is beautiful. Yeah. So what did she say when you started like doing music? Was she like, here we go?
She was excited. Like, I remember the first time I even brought Colibri, like when we first had the meeting and I brought Colibri and it was a literal rough draft. She was like, yeah, you know, like moms are just loving in general, but my mom was like, she's gonna do it, you know, because she had been telling me, why don't you do music, you know, like I know you do acting, because I was for acting super into like learning theater, learning all the stuff and just really hard in it, but I didn't do music at all. And I actually at some point, like maybe 2017, 2018, I told myself, okay, do I want to do music or do I want to do acting? I gotta dive into something, because people say that you gotta choose one thing and really go after it, because if not, you're gonna probably fail. And then I chose acting because that's honestly I know it probably seems like music is, and it is, but acting, I love it. It's something that since I was little, and no one told me to do it. No one told me, hey, go after it. But I started wanting to do it. And then so, yeah, I told myself one or the other, dude. But then in 2019, I was like, nah, I have to do both, because I love them both so much.
Well, I don't think you have to choose. I think you can do both. You know, and a lot of people, especially in Latin America, in the U.S., you know, people do music and they cross over to acting, but in Latin America, very often they do it all. Right? They do entertainment. They do entertainment. Right? But I think that that's really cool. I discovered you through your music, but in doing research, I discovered your acting page, right? Acting Peachy, and had a good time, you know, watching those. Can you talk to us about things you've worked on and how you know, what else you'd like to do in regards to acting and what type of acting?
Yes, well, actually today, the 23rd, today, Fangs Out, a movie comes out on Amazon Prime, and I have a part in that. and I've been trying to figure out how to screen record it so I could post it, but I think, well, Amazon Prime doesn't let me, so I need to email people and for them to send me the clip or something like that. But it's out on Amazon Prime, and I have a pretty funny role in it. And so other than that,
okay, I'm gonna go watch it.
Things out.
So yes. What is it? Like, what kind of movie is it? Like a scary movie?
It's about a vampire, and he's looking for he's trying to get to eat. Basically, he's like, okay, now I'm gonna go feed. And basically, yeah, you know, and so we'll see where that after that. I hear there's going to be a part 2, and I don't know. But other than that, I've been in. Last year I did a KFC commercial, which was really fun, and I just got to be on set, and it was like really like a dream come true, really, for my childhood self. I was like, whoa, we did it. Like, we haven't done, you know, like, wow, but for me, in my heart, in my little self, it's like, oh my God, we brought ourselves to this point, and I know that my little baby self would be so proud, and you know. And it was an amazing moment, and we ate KFC with the whole family.
And I saw something else where you were dressed in 80s. Was that the KFC commercial? You were dressed in like 80s?
Sorry, what? Oh, no. That's another movie that's going to come out. I think that one's going to come out in 2024. But that one's also going to be on Amazon Prime and maybe even Netflix. I'm not sure, but you know, they had to figure that stuff out. But that one's called Tim and Millie, and it's gonna be coming, and that one's really fun because I guess
it called again?
Look all 80s and stuff.
Okay, Tim
and Millie.
That's awesome. So you're actually in, at this point, multiple movies.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and you know, short films, and we're honest, we work a lot, and sometimes I wish I could do more, like, you know, Instagram stuff, and I love TikTok, and I wish I had more time, but a lot of the time I'm like, you know, auditioning and working, and once I'm done like self-taping, I'm like, okay, I'm done recording myself for today, you know. But I love it. I honestly, it's a wonderful thing, and more projects are gonna come, and we're gonna keep on working hard because we love it. And,
music and through like the Sonora Explosiva page, I discovered several TV shows that you've been on, different, like, you know, I guess the American equivalent of like The Voice and Who's Got Talent, like, but like Spanish version. You've been on several shows.
Yes.
You're a natural on camera. You feel so comfortable on stage. You feel so comfortable in front of the camera that I can see why you want to go into acting, because you're used to being around cameras and on stage and people and audiences. So I think that's definitely in your future. I'm really excited about that for you.
Thank you. Yes, thank you. Thank you so much. I love it, and I just actually, you know, joined SAG-AFTRA, so it's all happening. And right now there's a strike going on, you know, so we're supporting, and you know, that it's awesome because I get to, like, when I'm, you know, when we can't act, we're singing, and we're, you know, we bounce off it, and so it's just a wonderful time.
So you recently, a few months ago, had a show in Guatemala. Can you tell us, well, okay, so your background, tell us about your background.
So I, you know, was born in Los Angeles, and my mama took me to Guatemala so I could meet my grandma, Mama Santos. Bendiciones, mi amor, preciosa. I know you're watching me. And yeah, so I grew up over there, and I'm pura chapina de corazón y chilanga también del Distrito Federal. I lived in both places the same amount. And yeah, I get to travel, you know, visit my grandma as much as possible. And this last March, I think it was, or February, I got to perform in Atitlan, which was amazing. It was like amazing because I had only gone when I was a baby, and I had like baby videos of me, you know, in the lake of Atitlan with the family, but I wanted to so badly go, just that it's pretty far from the city. It's like,
so that's what I wanted to ask. So is your family from La Capital in Guatemala? Okay, so they're from Guatemala City, and you had so you landed in Guatemala City, LAX, Guatemala City, Atitlan. Wow.
Yep. Yeah. It was every time that I go, I try to, you know, take out the family, because it's you know, everyone's everywhere all the time. They're all working really hard. They never stop. It's honestly you know, the situation over there is very hard, and the times that they're together and are able to, you know, party as a whole unit, there's scars. And so I got this like big car, and we went all the way to Atitlan together, and all the primos, and you know, it was the most fun ever. And I got to, you know, perform at Bar Sublime. Shout out to me querida Chaos Creatives, that she was the one who invited me, and it was a wonderful time. I got to perform my new songs, my other songs, the dark songs. It was like in the middle of Atitlan, and at the same time I brought my friend Krizia, and she was, you know, helping me record content and like videos that I've been using for this song, and it was just a wonderful time. Not even just because of the recordings, it was, I think since we're both from Guatemala too, we connected with Atitlan, and we realized that we found what is it, Atitlan, no, Atlantis, and it's Atitlan.
Yeah, so I've been to Atitlan, but it was when I was a kid, years ago. But I remember how magical it was, the lake, and all of the different towns on the lake. And you were performing in San Pedro.
Yeah, San Pedro La Laguna.
What an amazing, have the tourists spoiled it? Or is it still like, have they, because I think people have been discovering Guatemala and moving there,
yes.
Right? Does it still feel authentic?
Yeah, I think it does, definitely. I mean, we passed by other little towns too, and it's just always, it's nice, you know. Like, I don't think it was overwhelming. The streets were very clean, you know, so it wasn't like they were trashing the place, and I think the people that live there, you know, benefit from them buying stuff from them, you know. Their art is beautiful, and the food is amazing. The coffee is
the best.
Guatemala's coffee is amazing, you know. So it was just a wonderful time, and I hope that the tourists are respectful, and that, you know, they don't try to finesse the lands over there, because I, you know.
So talk to us about Sigueme Bailando, an amazing song that you released with a great video. Talk to us about that song, your motivation. Was this your first song as a solo artist? Wow.
Yes, it was. It was. So the year before, well, a couple months before I released that song, I had already wanted to release it for a while. Just that I wanted to fix like the music, or it's because I honestly, I'm a bit of a perfectionist, so I want things to be perfect, but also I get into my head because of that. So it's not a very good thing, because I should have had, but I take that back, because I love the time that I released it. I feel like it was like the perfect moment for me and my headspace, and I don't regret, you know, waiting a little bit, because it all just came together, and, you know, the sound was more like disco-y, you know, like it was disco mixed with like a little bit of reggaeton, a little bit of cumbia, a little bit of mambo. It's like a bunch of yes, very tropical. And I thought it was just the lyrics were simple but very seducing and very fun, and I wanted the people to dance but also just sway and be have a good time. And the music video was awesome, because it was shot in one day with my friend Taylor Montero, and she we didn't expect it to come out like that, you know. We just went went to a place, and we danced around, and I think it came out nice because we both had fun filming it, you know. We literally just had and my mom was there, my grandma was there too at the same time that we were filming, so we were all like you know, mujeres ahí bailando and all that stuff, and it was just fun, and I, you know, I edited the video myself, and we put it up, and I still, you know, it's fun. It's fun because I had control, and at the same time it wasn't like, oh, we have to like splurge so much money and we have to do this and this and that. It was like a beautiful act of, you know, wanting to release art.
Yeah, and it came out awesome.
Fun.
Awesome, and it matches the song really well. You know, and it's you know, you're dancing and singing in it, but you have like 5 or 6 different, you know, maybe this is in the same location, but it's like different different shots, and it's really well done, really well put together.
Thank
And
you.
you recently followed
Thank you
it
so
up
much.
with a new song, Dime lo que sientes. Tell us about that one.
Yep. Dime lo que sientes. That one's honest.
Wow.
I think it's my favorite song that I've done so far, because that one also it flowed pretty fast. When I was writing it, I probably wrote it in a couple hours or less, because I think I was inspired by the reality. You know, sometimes we're with people and we don't know what they're feeling. They don't know. We don't know like what their intentions are. You know, it's like, why are we together? Why are we talking? Where are we? What do you want from me? Basically, you know, stop gaslighting me. Stop telling me, oh yeah, you know, I like you, but like, okay, and what? Like, because I'm very, you know, particular about like, you know, talking to people, because you have to reserve yourself. You have to know your worth, and you know, be like, no, tell me what we're doing, or we're not doing nothing. You know. So, but you know, it's, you know, just feel it out, and but honestly, at the same time, have fun, because you know, life's about dancing, and if you want, you could tell me, and if not, okay, whatever. I'm not gonna wait for you, but you know. So that one was super fun. But the thing that I love the most about it is the beat. The beat was, I heard it and I was like, yes, I love it, because my mom, you know, she loved growing up listening to like merengue, hip hop is back again. So it's like, you know, and Las Chicas del Can and Lisa M and Francesca, and it's like so many amazing merengue artists, and I've always loved merengue a lot. I love cumbia, merengue, salsa, todo, but this one was so fun, and I just wanted something very danceable for the summer. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Puro merengue.
Yeah, merengue
like merengue house.
Yeah, one of the things I noticed on this song, but also on Sigueme Bailando, is you're fusing English and Spanish, right? But not necessarily Spanglish.
Yep.
Like you'll do a chorus and you'll do it like, you know, si, like, girl, you're making me sing and I can't sing, Sigueme Bailando, right? And then you'll come in later with an English verse. And I find that really cool because it makes it an international song. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. I mean, I love speaking Spanish, and my Spanish flows, I think. Well, it's not perfect because obviously I grew up in Los Angeles. I honestly, I'm good at speaking it and writing and all of that, but there's a little bit of pocho in me, of course. But I love it. I love writing it. It really does flow. And I love English too, but I feel like I flow more in Spanish.
And the languages are different. They stick to music in different ways. I can relate, as somebody who speaks English and Spanish, I know that they're good for different things, right? And they're beautiful in different ways. So it's really cool that you're doing that with your sound. That you're doing songs that have English and Spanish in them at the same time.
Yeah, and then I love the quirks that sometimes in Spanish, like hay dichos, you know, like sayings, and it's like, you know, tan desgraciado, me estás mirando, or whatever, or so it's just fun to throw that in there because it is part of like your culture, your upbringing, and the fun, and it's like a nice way of representing what you grew up with and what you listened to and what your mom said or how they said it. You know,
so Dime lo que sientes, you just
fun.
released that a couple of weeks ago. Are you thinking about a music video for that?
Absolutely. I actually released it just 2 days ago. No, on
Okay,
Saturday. I released it on Saturday. So brand new. I released it on Saturday because I was going to do a show, and I think it was more of like me pushing myself to just put it out there already. You know, they say Saturday's like the worst day to release anything, but I'm like, I don't care. Like, I'm not signed. What's really the difference from like putting it out on like a Thursday or a Friday, you know? So it was just, you know, just do it already. You know, I want people to like listen to it and dance and, you know, just put your stuff out there already. But yeah, it's super brand new. And the music video, yes, I'm so excited for that one. I actually haven't even told anyone, no one, only the people that are in it and the person that, you know, directed and all of that. The director is Sebastian Gonzalez, and the actor is, you know, Efrain, Mi Hot Mangoes, and we had so much fun. I think I'm gonna hold off on the theme and what it's about because I really want to, you know, put it slowly in there. But it's honestly like the most fun thing that I've done so far in like
So the video
music
shot.
videos.
Wow.
Yes, it's already shot.
You are such a visual artist. The way you put yourself together, such a unique look. You have incredible stage performance. You're very comfortable in front of cameras. I think that with the right team of people, sky's the limit with what they could do with imagery for you. You know, plus you want to be an actress. You know what I mean? It's like you're born to do music videos. I mean, movies also and performances, but combine them, movies and performances. I mean, that's music videos, right? So sky's the limit with that. Wow.
Yes.
Dropping soon, like dropping in the next couple of months.
Yes, I think I'm aiming for June 1st. June 1st. So I'm going to start promoting for the music video right now. I've been, you know, performing just for the song and for people to start listening to it and dancing. I would love to, you know, see people dancing to it on Reels or something. I don't know. I'll probably, I haven't even put it on TikTok, I think. So I still need to navigate all that, but we're having fun on the way for
excited
sure.
to see that music video. Tell us, you perform regularly. You perform, you know, with Sonora Explosiva. Often you just had a big show this past weekend that you were telling us about. What shows do you have coming up? If people are in California or in the LA area, where can they see you perform? How can they go see you live?
For sure. Right now, I just did the Que Rico, curated by Linda Nubes, and it was a wonderful show. I haven't even put up footage of it. I haven't, you know, I've been doing this promotion stuff, but I want to put it up soon because I had like so much fun because I got to dance like a rumbera, like a tongolele, or like, you know, and it was wonderful. It was like I love all of that stuff, so I really wanted to do it, and it was done really awesomely. And the upcoming show that I have right now is this 27th, which I think it's this Saturday at the Pico Rivera Sports Arena. And I haven't even put up a flyer of it, but I'm gonna put it probably tonight or tomorrow. No, tonight for sure. And it's going to be at the court where it's like a family night market, and it's going to be awesome. I'm going to try to, you know, bring in not only cumbia, not only merengue, but some
so tell us about that show. So, will this show be, you know, just Angel Peaches, or will it be with Sonora Explosiva? Okay.
Yes, this one's going to be Angel Peaches. This one's going to be, you know, on my own, and Mama's going to be there.
Of course.
Sometimes I bring her up on stage with me. It's I don't even tell her. I just bring the pistas, and I'm like, vente a cantar conmigo una canción, and we, you know, we sing either Oye or whatever Sonora Dinamita song that we can, and it's always super fun because, you know, performing with her is awesome, and I always, you know, want people to hear her sing because honestly she's my hero. Like I sing because of her, but she has a voice that I wish she, I mean, I am making some music for her, and I do intend to, you know, do some releases on her end for herself. But she has a voice that is just so powerful. Something like, I think like Toni Braxton, that she goes super low and super high that I can't even hit the notes, you know.
Awesome.
But
I want to make sure that people listening now or that watch it later on know exactly where to see you this Saturday. Can you tell us again where you're performing this Saturday?
Yes, I'm going to be performing at the Pico Rivera Sports Arena for the Avenue 26 night market, and I would love to see you guys there. And, you know, we're going to have so much fun. I'm going to be dancing. I'm going to bring my boots, and, you know, maybe I'll throw in some cowgirl songs in there too.
So you have a large body of work that you could pick from for the live performances, but your own original music that you're doing and releasing, you're just starting that out. Can you talk to us about when you do a live show, what's the feel? Is it mostly cumbia? Is it mostly, you know, what's the sound like for somebody who hasn't experienced your show in person?
So for myself, for my solo act, honestly, it has a lot of genres. I feel it out, but I love to mix, you know, not only cumbia and merengue, but sometimes I add in a little bit of salsa. It just depends but it definitely is like, I always think like in, let's say, a quinceañera, they start with like las rancheras, or like las cumbias, and then they start at the end, putting like the salsas, but in the middle it's like the the banda. So it's like a bunch of genres, and at the end they have like the rock en español, and that's why I always love to end with Devuélveme a mi chica, because it's like at the end of the party, that's what they're playing, and people love to sing it with me, and it's like my favorite thing to do. But I love all genres, and I love to mix a bunch of different types of music. And this time, I definitely want to add, the merengue, the some of the dark music, the dark cumbias, and then, some of the, like I said, I want to add some, kind of like, not quebradita, but like, kind of like banda.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens. But definitely expect a bunch of things, not just.
So what's interesting is that, you grew up in a musical family. We mentioned it earlier, you're cumbia royalty. Your mother's a famous singer, and you grew up watching this and then coming into your own. But what happens in the rest of Latin America in the 2000s is that merengue, becomes a little bit less popular, and reggaeton becomes incredibly popular. It becomes global. Cumbia is interesting because it lives forever. Cumbia lives forever.
Yeah.
Have you thought about mixing that tropical sound and maybe doing some reggaeton also, given that you sing and that it's very hot right now?
Yes, I actually have one song that it's not released, but it's more reggaeton. I have a couple songs, honestly. They're all unreleased. I have a bunch. And I love reggaeton. I love it. But I think there's just something in me that knows that, like, there are so many out there already. We could, I myself could be, putting out something different, like I love exploring, and I don't want to be just like, just to be just to have a hit, or just to do something to make it not like me. And I know that's not a very smart business choice.
It's real.
But at the same time, tiene que venir del corazón. That's why, I do cumbia, and I do merengue, and I do the things that come from the heart that I know I love, because I feel like if I start to like try to like rap like Ivy Queen, and it doesn't come from the heart, and it doesn't, it's not real to me, people are gonna feel it. It's like, girl, really?
Yeah.
You're really trying that? And like, maybe someday I'm gonna feel it in the heart, and I'm gonna, do something like that, and like really feel it. But it has to, like, I really, really need to, feel that it's real for me to do it. But I do have some reggaeton type beats, and I think I don't rap in them, but I sing in them, and I think they're cool, and I definitely want to be releasing them in the future. And I also did a song with my friend Roy Audio, and that one is still tropical, but it's more a little bit like reggaeton. But that one, I love that song. I love that song. It's called Entumecido. And we have it up on Spotify and everything. It's wonderful.
So what's interesting is that you started 2023 off with a bang. You went to Guatemala. You performed at the Glad. You've had shows after shows. You're performing solo with Sonora Explosiva. You've got a video out, new singles out, new video coming. The best video yet is coming. 2023 looks amazing for you. What else do you have coming in the future? Are you thinking about putting out a full-length album? Or are you going to do a series of singles? You have a lot of music that you haven't released. Can you talk to us about your plans?
Yes, I definitely want to do an album. I definitely want to release the singles first, though. So I have a bunch of singles that I just want to be out. And I think around Halloween time, or October, or maybe even September, I want to put something else out. But for now, it's like my newborn baby, so I'm going to, nurse it for a bit. And but after that, I do want to add, on October, I want to release something else. And then after that, maybe I'll release but I think I want to wait until 2024 to release an album. So
series of singles, videos, continuing to perform, building it up, making new music, and then 2024, probably an album.
Yeah, yes. God. Primero Dios, like my mama always said, Mama Santos también, because we never know, you know, we never know where we're gonna be tomorrow, today, Saturday, but you know, primero Dios, sí.
Yeah.
That's the goal.
I
for
can't
sure.
wait. I am honored to have had this time with you. Thank you so much. I'm really excited about your journey. I think the best is yet to come. You're just scratching the surface right now, and you're gonna take it wherever, you know, there's no limit. There's truly no limit. Yeah.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much for giving me this platform. Honestly, you came in at the perfect time. It was wonderful. And thank you for, you know, letting me speak to you so freely. I feel very comfortable speaking with you, and I think I flowed because you made me very comfortable. So I thank you for that.
It's
power, God.
Honor, and I hope to do it again at some point in the future. And I know what I'm going to go watch tonight. I'm going to go watch that movie that you're in, Thanks Out.
I'm glad. Thank you, and I hope you like it, and I hope you have a really good laugh when you see it. My part.
I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much. Bye.